Okay, here it is. Men and women, female, male dynamics. When we interact and we date with one another, or date each other, I should say, there is usually intention there. There is intent. There is some sort of end goal. For a male, it's probably to, let's be real here, hook up, get with a female for, one night or, get something semi-long term with her. For the female, it's probably to score herself a dinner date. Maybe she's interested in someone. Maybe she's just with him because he couldn't get a better offer. But the same could be said for the bloke as well. But what I'm trying to say is men and women, we date for different things, but not always is it clear when it comes to your intention.
Yeah.
Would I be wrong in saying that?
Well, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the topic that we're going to be talking about today. It's mainly just going to be down to some communication and sort of the way both genders, interact with one another in the pre-dating stage, I guess.
I suppose you could still call it dating anyway. You're still technically dating.
Yeah, the seeing stage.
The seeing stage, of course, the seeing stage. The one and only talking, seeing stage. And as you can see, a few more flips and tricks here with the little keyboard and one camera, two microphones. It's amazing what you can accomplish. So you messaged me the other night and said, what about this as an idea, as a topic? Because there are so many things we could talk about, but it's, what's worth talking about, what isn't worth talking about. Yeah. But I think this is actually quite a decent topic because if you've learned anything of the last 3 episodes or whatever, you've noticed that men and women act differently when it comes to approaching one another and the intention that they have for themselves. As I said, for men, it's probably more always a case of, well, they're probably more likely to show you interest more so because they're going to be overtly showing you what it is that they want, when women will be covertly showing you what they want. They won't tell you exactly, but they'll try and hint it out. Like they want you to get it.
Yeah, so see, like that's an issue with me because we're not playing charades here. Life's not charades. Just tell me how it is. Like for me, this might upset a few people, but I believe dating per se is a little bit harder for men than it is for women, right? Because women have a bit more options per se that as opposed to what men do. And, that might be wrong of me to say, but that's your own opinion, right? This is my opinion.
I think there is some merit to it.
But in saying that, like we've established, in my own opinion, men are going to be hitting up women pretty much for 2 reasons. They either see you as a prospect to date, and whether short-term, long-term, whatever, or they just want to hook up with you. Or sometimes it might be both. But at the end of the day, I think a male would approach with intent, and most of the time, 9 times out of 10, females know what the goal is pretty much from the get-go that, that how we approach them, they know, okay, he's in for that or he's in for that.
Exactly.
And that's fine. But our intent is pretty much made clear, I think, anyway.
Yeah, I agree. There is the intent there. The intention you go with because you go in you don't go with the expectation. But by the same token, I've said it before on my own, a personal pod as well, on my videos. I say as well, don't go out with someone. Like, do not go out with someone if you're not at least attracted to them.
Exactly.
For the first time, don't go with someone unless you're attracted to them. Second time, don't go with them a second time unless you're sexually attracted to them, because then it becomes a waste of time. Then it's a matter of you just going out with them for the sake of having the attention on you, getting a drink, a dinner, or a movie, whatever else out of it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, for me, the issue is, and I can't really talk from a female's perspective because I know what I do, but I don't know what other guys do. If other guys are doing this, I don't know. And if they are, I am not condoning this sort of action either, whether it's male or female. I'm only talking from personal experience with females because I date women. But like you said, if you're not interested in someone, openly and honestly express that from the get-go. A guy, a man who is honestly is confident in himself and will understand, right? Even if it's something he doesn't want to hear, even if he's if you think that he can't handle the rejection, he might not at the start. But at the end of the day, once he takes that emotion out of it, right? Once it settles down for him and he starts to think a bit more rationally, he'll at least have that respect for you for being honest with him. Same as for guys, for women. Like if you can tell a woman straight out off the bat, if she approaches you or whatever, that, hey, look, I'm just not attracted to you, or I don't see this working out from the get-go, then like I said, once she takes the emotion out of it, at least you can have that respect and then move on. And down the track, even become friends, right? And then going into that, if you do agree to go on a date with a guy or a girl, whatever sex or gender you go for, and you somehow the date didn't go to plan, and you're not as attracted to them, or you don't find that appeal anymore, again, be honest with them. Don't like. I've noticed a lot of women that in my lifetime that I've sort of approached to, they'll either say yes, and then they're too worried about how you're going to feel, so they won't say no, but they'll sort of keep bailing on you until you sort of get the hint and just drop off.
I have a theory on that one there. That it could be what you're saying. So go on, I'll let you finish.
Yeah, is like, so they'll either sort of just make excuses and keep bailing until you just lose interest and drop off, so that they don't have to tell you themselves, or they'll just hang, like I said, they'll keep going on dates until you, but like they'll be dry on dates and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, man, just tell me, if like, as a guy, if I've been on a few dates where I didn't rate it, right? It just wasn't there. Like there was no good communication. There was no sort of level of attraction. And I've had a female, like I'm very open in the way I communicate. Whether you'd like it or not, I'm going to tell you, like, I've messaged a girl after a date and just said, hey man, like I didn't feel it, but I'm happy to remain friends, right? And then they might block you, they might delete you. That's fine, man. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like,
it's a part of it. It's a part of the whole process.
Exactly, right? No hard feelings, but and if a chick did that to me, there's no hard feelings. And if I did that to a chick, I hope there'd be no hard feelings. Like, there's still people that I've been on dates with that it didn't work out, but we're still sort of mates now, you know? Like,
you still chat. You still chit-chat here and there.
Because it's like, it's cool. There's an understanding there that it's not going to happen. But like, I'm not a shit person to be like, nah, I'm not going to speak to you now because it just didn't work out in a dating sense. No, man. Like,
or sometimes it is pretty much a case of that, because if you are going on the intention of not knowing someone, and you just, after a short text game or whatever, and then all of a sudden randomly you say, okay, this is the deal. Let's go out for a coffee or a drink or whatever, and then things don't work out from there, then I think you're okay. You're entitled, or at least within your limits, to say, look, it didn't work out, thank you very much, and that's that. Because there's an example I want to get to soon on this exact thing happening. Going back to what you said, though, when it comes to them sort of like dropping the hint to yourself that they're not interested, maybe they're not. Maybe they thought they'll score something out of it, or maybe you were the flavor of the month for them, or whatever the case might have been. And all of a sudden they say, okay, I spent a couple of days with this person, really not what I was looking for, but they're good enough to keep around me. So they don't tell you that they're interested in you anymore, but what they do is they start saying, okay, well, this person might still be around, they might still be able to like photos, they might still be able to give me some sort of attention that I want, even though I'm not physically or sexually attracted to them. So they become beta orbiters, essentially. They become orbiters just for their own self-gratification. You know what I mean? They become followers in a sense. Whereas if you're a bloke, and even me just now, honestly, like, not saying this to brag, I've had 3 or 4 different ladies, attractive ones, follow me on Instagram. I follow back to see who the person is. I look, the usual same photos, the filtered photos, and out clubbing and in front of the mirror and the leg raised and all that sort of crap,
that you're not a fan
blah, blah. And I'm just like, unfollow, because it does nothing for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It does nothing. I'm not dating them. I'm not going out with them. I'm not even talking to them. It just does nothing for me. So same sort of deal. If you're going out with someone and it doesn't work out, you are well within your limits, and both men and women within their limits and their rights to say, look, it's not working out. If I see you around, I'll see you around. Don't keep chit-chatting. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds harsh, but sometimes it's got to be harsh. So that's where I say they might want to maybe still keep you around. Otherwise, if they're completely repulsed or they don't like you, they'll tell you straight out. They'll probably even remove you, which is what happened in this example, which we're going to get to.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Like I said, if you're a guy and you've been hurt by a rejection, and you don't think like you can have them there on your social medias or whatever, because the temptation to always hit them up, or just just having their name pop up brings you bad memories, then by all means,
you just remove yourself.
Yeah, remove them, right? Yeah. But if you're someone like me who doesn't really care, then do so. If you've got a strong will and a strong sense of identity that that's not going to happen again, then that doesn't bother me. Like, have them there. You know what I mean? Because and you can trust yourself that you're not going to message them or whatever. You know that it's done.
Yep.
Right? You've established that and fine. But if you're one of these people like that knows they can't, like they're that far in that, like seeing their name pop up, I might send this in the hope that it changes
something
their mind.
Happen. Yeah.
Remove them, man. Please. Save yourself the time and effort because it's not happening. But at the same time, if you're the person that's leading these people on, cut the string, man. Please.
Yeah, just cut it. Look, I'm a big proponent of that. I've told certain people, even in the last couple of weeks, like, I blah, blah, blah. I see him online. I might see him somewhere. So what? I've removed people off Instagram that I don't talk to that I still see every now and again when I'm out somewhere. That just because I don't follow you on social media does not equivocate to me not talking to you out in public. You get what I'm saying? I know so many people that I consider acquaintances, even friends of days gone by, where I will still go out and see them somewhere. I'll still shake their hand, but I don't follow them on any social media because it does nothing I don't need to. It does nothing for me. They can follow my story, whatever the hell they want to do. That's completely their prerogative. Nothing to do with me though, which gets me to the point where, why do people sometimes feel the need that you have to follow someone if you meet them for the first time or if you hang out with them? Like, why? That's not the case.
It's all about the relationship you've built and established, right? If you guys connect and there's something there, then do all that. But same goes in the opposite. Like this has happened to me recently where I've come across people with different viewpoints in my life, and that's fine. We're not made to all agree because then life would be
exactly. There's an emotional roller coaster. There's highs and lows and everything in between.
Exactly, but in terms of a dating sense, which is what we're talking about, but you can use it in all aspects here. Whether it's going for a date or whether you're establishing a friendship with someone, whatever. Everyone's made with different mindsets, with different viewpoints. You got to judge someone based on how they interact with you, right?
That's a big thing what you said. Just I want to come back to that.
How they interact with you. I might, like, for example, I'm not, but, we might be homophobic. I might be homophobic, right?
Yep.
You might not be.
Yep.
But that doesn't change anything between us.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's how we treat each other.
We treat each other.
I have my viewpoint, and it might be wrong, it may be right.
Yeah.
To me, it may be right. To you, it's wrong, obviously, right? And that's fine. That's something we disagree on, right? But how we interact with each other is different.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's how it should be. So if you go on a date with someone and you don't get along, right? Or you don't like something about it, then just tell him. Be open and communicate openly and honestly. And that way you can move together, like move forward together. Right? Or move forward separately. But either way, there's a clear outline of where everything is heading, right? That he knows and she knows that this is how we're going to move forward, whether it's together and we have to iron out a few kinks, that's fine. People these days are I know some people don't agree with this, but people are very tolerant these days.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to agree, but believe me, for the sake of a relationship or a friendship, people are willing to, give a little bit, change viewpoints or change behaviors in order to make something work, because if they really wanted to.
Yeah. Yep.
So in terms of a dating sense, if you see something in a guy, like if he's attractive but has a shit personality, right? Women might think, especially for women, they think, okay, that's a project I can work with and change. That's fine.
But what is she changing? Who is she? Is she changing herself for him, or is she trying to change him for her?
No, obviously she'll probably think that, okay, I can work with him because he's got good looks, but we can try and work with his behaviors or whatever, right? And that's fine. And I'm sure, being the guy in that situation, if he's got an attractive girl with him, he'll understand that it's coming from a good place. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, she obviously sees a future with me, and, I might need to cut back from smoking 3 cartons of ciggies to 1. It might be something simple like that.
That thing should be smoking regardless, but hey.
No, him.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm saying like shouldn't be smoking personally anyway. But
anyway, but it's like it could be something as simple as that, or it could be like, oh, I want you to cut back on your swearing, or anything like anything.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
let me counter you with that though. Okay, there's an attraction there though. She's attracted by something, so.
And same goes for the guys.
But you've heard the saying, you know, they love you for what you are, then hate you for what you've become.
Yeah.
So that could in turn sort of not directly be, but it could sort of swing towards that sort of that sort of path there because, well, he's got the bad boy look. He smokes. He does this. I'm so attracted to him. He's just everything he does just turns me on. I love being around him. I'm his. Whatever he wants, he'll get from me. Whatever, you know what I mean? You get together, a couple of years pass. Long-term relationships. Then she starts saying, you need to lose the jacket you wear. Then she starts saying, you need to style your hair differently. Then she starts saying, you need to stop smoking. Again, personal choice, whatever. But slowly but surely, you stop being the person she found attractive. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then in turn, it's like, well, you're not the man that I fell in love with. Or you're not the man, you know, I first met. And it's like, well, I did this for you because this is what you wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't always work out. I get what you're saying, but it doesn't always work out that way because it's almost it's almost a shit test as well to see what they can get away with. If they can get away with things, they will take it all the way.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, from A to Z, just open and honest communication, whether it's a relationship or a friendship, is the way to go, man. Because people are gonna hate you regardless. Right? But at least
I know how that feels.
At least yeah, exactly. But at least they'll like I said, once people take emotion out of things, they'll at least have that respect for your man because honestly, people appreciate honesty, right? And whether it's something they wanted to hear or didn't, once they take that emotion out, they'll be like, you know what? I don't like this bloke.
Yeah.
But credit to him, he was honest with me, man.
Exactly.
Like, that's fine. I don't have to like him, but you know what? I'll shake his hand because he was honest with me and then I'll move on.
The same with me, man. So, like when people say, you're this person, Nick, you're that person. Am I really though? Oh, actually, I don't know. It's how I perceive you. It's how you come across. It's how I come across. But when you know me personally, you're not like that. So what's the problem then? What do I care? What do you care? I personally don't care because I know where I stand with everything. I know where I am in that situation. I'm comfortable being the man I am. I'm comfortable being the man I am around other people. So I have no qualms there. There's no issue with me there. But like you said as well, like honesty is important. And again, when you are honest with women and when women are honest with men, there is an understanding.
Exactly.
Again, I go back. Do not go out, men and women, do not go out with someone if you're not attracted to them.
Exactly.
Don't go out with anyone just for the sake of going out with someone because I get to go to this fancy bar or fancy restaurant or whatever. That should have no bearing on whether you want to see them or not. You want to see them and meet them because you actually are attracted to them. There is something that you like in them.
Yeah.
Okay? Physical, sexual, mental, I don't care what it is. It's got to be attraction. Don't go out just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
On the first date, at least, when you first meet up, and again, I've spoken about this before, the 3 dates rule. Well, some people call it a 3 dates rule. Like, ladies, you want to keep your man around? Cool. How you do it? You've got to get sexual with him in some way because sex is a big part of a relationship. It's what keeps relationships together. Any which relationship. Doesn't matter if you're a FWB, if you're a casual partner, if you're long-term, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Obviously, that's the main thing that's involved in there. I never heard of no long distance relationship that ever worked out. Why? There's no sex involved. Yeah. I'm just putting it to you plainly. So that's the second thing there. That's number 2. Don't go out with someone on the second date unless you're sexually attracted to them. And on the third date, if you're not giving up something, the guy will probably most likely, if he doesn't like you, walk away and go somewhere else because I've done it before. I can guarantee it does happen. If we like you, ladies, if we as men like you, we like you regardless. There is no condition there. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. But if we like you genuinely, we like you regardless. You don't have to show us anything. If we actually say, you know what, she's actually quite fun to be with. She's got that friskiness in her.
You tell her that.
I'll tell her that.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'll tell them all the time too.
I like what your thing is. You know what? Cool. I don't mind. Let's hang out again because there's like chemistry there.
Yeah,
there's a bit of tension. It makes it all good. If they're a plank of wood, I don't want no plank of wood.
But
put it in the pile. I don't want that. No one wants that.
That's what we're saying. We're clear. I think we're just a bit more clear in how we express ourselves.
And you know what? Ladies might look at it and say, well, you only want one thing, sex. Sometimes, yeah, that is what we want because we are men. It is what we are programmed to do. Biologically, through millennia, it's part of us. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it is as simple as that. But why is it like this? Because that's just how it is. We didn't decide to develop or get into this. Like, you know what I mean?
We're built differently.
We are built differently. There's a reason why women.
That's that. If we start to branch out here,
we could. Yeah, but we are built differently. You are correct.
We have different opinions.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
but women would assume that. Well, we have to. How can you just have sex with someone without having a connection with them? Because we can. Yeah, we can compartmentalize the emotions and the physical. For us, sex is literally just the physical. Sometimes there is a physical sexual attraction, and that is all it is. Women, they maybe need to be a little bit more catered to their emotional side, or you have to, hit a certain nerve within them or something to that effect. And that's normally what the goal is there. But again, we can differentiate between the two.
No, exactly.
Which is why some women can't come to terms as to why men can just go out and go out with other women, and they can't because they're not programmed to. It's not part of your DNA, unfortunately. Whether it's fair or not is irrelevant. It is what it is. I mean, there are certain things that are unfair for men when it comes towards women, and there are certain things that are unfair for women when it comes towards men. That's just how the world is.
Yeah. Well, this next part here that we're going to move to is we're going to pretty much, if you're a male or a female and you can't differentiate between emotions and stuff, this is going to be for you, man.
But this is funny though, because this just goes to show that you could be told the nicest way, and this is what I said before when it comes to the whole disagreeing with someone on something or not getting along with them. That is that. This is the thing here. So as you can see on the screen, it's from a Twitter page called Women Posting Their L's Online, and there's some funny shit on here.
Yeah.
This example right here on screen, it says, after 2 months of talking, I told this guy yesterday that I wasn't ready for a relationship, and he responded with, "It's been great, hope you have a good one," and then he blocked me. No effort, no pressure applied, I'm devastated. Man, if that doesn't tell you that you either showed little interest towards him or that you thought he was actually going to chase you because you thought, yeah, I am all that, bloke's always going to come after me. No, this is a perfect example of don't chase, replace. Because why would a guy go through all this effort to chase you and try and persuade you and put the pressure on you when you are showing no interest in him whatsoever?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why would anyone go through that? I don't understand why someone wouldn't go through this effort when they're getting nothing in return. You know what I mean? I think this person did the noble thing. Cool. But this is what I said before. You don't have to be friends with everyone you first start talking to. You know what I mean? Right. You do not have to be friends with everyone. You can meet someone for the first time, chit chat, and that is that. You don't have to befriend someone just because you met someone online or whatever on a social media platform. However you came in contact with them, that doesn't mean that you are then bound by some unknowing contract that you have to follow each other on social media. Yeah. You do not have to follow anyone on social media if you do not want to. If they see it as something as, well, that's a bit disrespectful, that's on them. It's got nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you at all.
Oh, I get you. So it is what it is. Just with these people, man, like if she was honest with him, with like this chick in the thing we're talking about, if she was just honest with him about what her intentions were or how she saw the series of events, then all that could have probably been avoided, you know what I mean? Well, but at the same time, he doesn't owe her anything.
Exactly.
He doesn't need to.
Thank you. He does not owe her anything. And yet she still comes across as though she's a victim here. She's devastated because he said, cool, thanks, you don't want anything with me, no dramas, I'm moving on. Like why would a guy hang around and follow up on that if she's clearly said, yeah, I'm not interested in a relationship? Oh, no worries. Bye. I'm gone.
Yeah. Like I've done.
She just wanted the attention.
Yeah. With negative people in my life, like on socials especially, like if I don't get along with someone or whatever, what's the point of keeping around? Like if I don't agree with you or if we just clash heads or like there's just something that irritates me about you. Like it's just
something.
But like, why do I need you around?
Exactly,
so
you don't. It's just
and I'm the type of person, like I said, I always, like, I'll take my own advice. So like I said before, if you're someone that can't like have them there and avoid the temptation to message or whatever, then get rid of them. Like I'm the type of person, like, if I like, there's some people in the world that, I shouldn't say this, but like once I get to a certain point of like, when I don't like you, like there's that certain point of resentment towards you,
and it's there, and it's just like a sour taste in your mouth.
It's like sometimes just even hearing their name is just like, oh, you know. So like when I get to that point with people, it's like, oh man, you just gotta go.
You're out. You're out.
I'm not the type of person to be spiteful. Like, I'm not gonna. If I saw you, I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna like turn my head the other way, whatever. Like, I'll be like a normal human.
You still say hi to them.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But like, it's just, see, man. Like, we're done.
Yeah, that's it. It is what it is. I'll say hi, but that's it. Don't ask for anything else.
Like someone told me they were like, oh, I don't like the way you are, and I said, what do you mean by that? And
is it what you said or how you said it?
Well, it was.
That's the thing. It's most of the time it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah, and that's what they try to say to me.
That's what it is. How I said, flip it around.
But I'm like to them, I'm like, you know what? At least you know where you stand, champ.
Yep.
I said, like, at least you know where you stand. You know, I was like,
know where it's at. Don't ask for anything else.
I said, if I wanted to get along with everyone, I'd have to be the fakest person in the world.
Yep.
There's no way.
Doesn't happen. It's not real. It's not real.
So I was like, mate, at least you know where you stand. I said, it's fine. You know where you stand, and we move on. And that's that. If I said, so, like, if you don't have to say nothing to me, I don't care.
That's it.
Like, at least you know.
One more example before we wrap things up. Here's another one here from that same thread. One person responded saying, I dated a girl for a couple of months and she slept with someone else. It hurt, but we weren't exclusive and that was on me. Before I'll finish reading, I'll give you my thoughts. Picked myself up and was able to be friendly with her. Months later, she still tells me she was disappointed I didn't romantically pursue her. Again.
What define romantically, but?
Well, that's another thing. Define romantically, but all the same, we weren't exclusive. That's on me. You were dating for a couple of months. A couple of months, you're still seeing each other. You're not really...
Right.
You know what I mean? This is the thing. I'm seeing someone. Yeah, you're seeing someone. Are you in a relationship? No. Well then, technically you're still single.
Yeah.
You're still single. Like unless you're saying like, I'm in a committed relationship, it's been 6 months, we've done X, Y, and Z, whatever, you are still technically single in my opinion. Same if I'm seeing a girl for 2-3 months, I'm seeing someone. I could be seeing multiples. That's what it used to be like 10, 15 years ago before social media reared its head in.
Yeah.
You know, are you still seeing that guy? Nah, I'm not seeing him. I'm seeing another guy. Oh, look at you. What about you? Oh, I'm seeing this guy tomorrow. Then I'm seeing another guy the day after. Same with the blokes. Blokes will be like, oh, I'm seeing this chick on one day. I'm seeing this chick on another day. You know what I mean? It still happens today.
Yeah, I get you.
You're still on camera, mind you. We can see your reactions.
I know, because I'm just thinking. I have something in my mind that. But this we'll have to talk about this in another episode because there's something in my mind that I really want to discuss about like seeing multiple people. But at the end, like in reply to this thing, one, we got to identify what dating romantically means. That's
another thing too.
Does that mean like does she want it to be wine dined? All this sort of jazz, like
wine, dine, 69.
Or does she want someone like, does she want him to be like this other guy that just wanted to be open about him wanting to nail her?
Well, here's a few responses to that particular tweet. He says, my brother, I'm literally just coming out of this exact situation. I feel you. Says, both of you dodge bullets. Exactly. They put it this way. They were dating or seeing each other. Okay. They were seeing each other. She might have still hooked up with another bloke while they were dating each other anyway. So what's there to say she wasn't going to begin with? So what's the big
but you can't hate on that.
Like, no, I'm not saying you
can't
hate
have double standards. Like if I was to see multiple people and a chick got cut at me, but then like I can't if I got cut at her for sleeping with someone, but like I'll see multiple, you can't do that.
Yeah, but so again, but it says here like he was dating her for a couple of months. She slept with someone else. It hurt. But we weren't exclusive. So he says that we weren't exclusive. So they might have done it. Fair enough. He's like, cool. It's probably not what I wanted, but it is what it is. And, you know, I picked myself up. Thanks, but no thanks. That's it for me. And then she says, I didn't romantically pursue her. Hang on a second. Why would I want to, like, especially in this day and age when you can find out, pretty quickly, like, what you're
trying to say is that why did I go out with you for a couple months in the first place?
Exactly. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Dodge the bullet. But going back, look, some responses here before, again, we wrap things up. I said it a couple of times already. Says he, tell her you slept with her hot sister and yeah, you're ready to get back together. Like as a joke.
I was going to say, I'd probably still hit her. I probably wouldn't hit her up to date, but I'd probably try and actually have a crack at her, like in terms of sleeping with her.
Well, this is a point here where I said before, like why would you bother being friendly with someone if there's nothing else you want to deal with them for? Perfect response here. He says, someone responded, why would you, quote, stay friendly with her? You kept giving her attention and validation. She's still winning, getting what she wants, and she don't even have to sleep with you to get it. I mean, you did better than a lot of other guys, but next time cut her off completely. Someone else responds saying, too right. I had a girl do the same crap. I dumped her ass. She was like, but we can still stay friends. Noped out of that too. Funny, her BFF said I'm the best she could get and called her an idiot. So, you know, that's what I say. Like, we can still be friends. They still want you around. They still want you around there so you can still partake in their day-to-day activities. Oh, he saw my video, liked it, this and that, rah, rah, rah. It's all the ego grab for them. You know what I mean? Like, the emotional side for the ladies when it comes to that sort of thing there is massive.
Yeah, I get ya. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, we've spoken about it for a while now, but guys and girls, whether it's dating, friendships, whatever you're after, man, from A to Z, just be open and honest with the other person and it'll be fine.
Yep, exactly. Just be honest. Tell them straight out. It is what it is. Look,
I like ya, don't like ya.
It's
this, that, whatever.
This is purely sexual. This is purely platonic. Yeah, this is purely friends, whatever it is, man, if they start to feel differently about it, that's on them, man. You told them straight out. So look, if things get a bit weird, the door's there, I'm walking right out. You know what I mean? I'm getting straight out of there. Like, there is no reason for them to still be angry with you when you told them straight out from the beginning. This is what it is. Exactly, if they start, you're giving them an inch, they want a mile. No, that's not what we're doing here. I told you what it was from the start. That's where it stays.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So that's that. That was a good one. That's
where it stays. A relatively quick, shortish one here, 30 odd minutes. So not a bad one. I guess moral of the story is just be open and honest with your dating or your friendships and whatever, and let it be known from the get-go. And if it's not what you want, tell them straight out. Look, it's not going to happen. Cool, no dramas. You know, don't chase, replace.